it was really the disappointment. Here we have a country, okay, in 2011 that was the hope of the Middle East, the Arab Spring. And then we saw its fruition. We saw America working with the people of Tunisia, seeing it develop in a very positive way. And then, sadly, 2019, Kais Saied came to power. And then in the meantime, he has become increasingly dictatorial. And what really prompted me was the sentencing of the former prime minister, sentencing the former speaker of the parliament. And then we see the arbitrary arrest across the country, particularly of journalists. And so this is really antithetical to the interests of the people of Tunisia. It's antithetical to stability and progress in North Africa.
How do you respond to claims, arguments from Kais Saied and his government that he's fighting corruption?
No, well, hey, the way you fight corruption is to have rule of law. And so I would urge him to have rule of law, and he's the constitutional attorney himself. And so to me, you have rule of law where it's clear and transparency. And so that if there is corruption, and when we know, hey, when there is corruption, that it can be thoroughly investigated and then it can be thoroughly presented to a court so that it's not an arbitrary arrest.
What tools does the United States have? Let me ask you first, did you have any contacts to convey these concerns to this government in Tunisia? And what tools did the United States have to influence the trajectory of human rights and democracy in Tunisia?
Well, but through we've already seen Millennium Challenge has cut off the aid. The United States Agency of International Development is now being thoroughly examined by the Trump administration, and there's corruption there in America that has to be uncovered. But in the last year, $167 million was provided by American taxpayers to benefit the people of Tunisia, whether it be military or social programs. And so I would foresee that unless there's a fair and free elections, and the last elections were not fair, we already know 30% of the people participated. That's an indication by itself that they were not fair. But the bottom line is that we would be supporting fair and free elections for the people of Tunisia.
Financial pressures or sanctions historically don't work in these kind of situations. And I would ask, how concerned are you that what could be perceived as a foreign interference from the United States would probably boost Said's popularity in Tunisia?
Well, I would hope that, again, the people of Tunisia see that our interest is for them. As we've successfully been able to get the information to the people of Syria, that we were supporting a fair and free country there. And we've seen the removal of the Assad dictatorship. I just see this as a positive move for all of the Middle East, that indeed, that American influence is not interference. What we hope is fair and free elections. We want, as we have experienced ourselves over the last 250 years, we benefited from fair and free elections, and we make and we mature at different times. And America, I'm just so grateful, has had the success we've had. But we want that for other countries. But it's from the people in the country. It's not to be installed. And when you mention interference, interference is war criminal Putin and the corruption that he promotes in different countries, whether it be Moldova or whether it be in the Republic of Georgia. We see the interference by the Chinese Communist Party with, again, the corruption that when they come with their, quote, port developments or whatever they're doing, the Chinese Communist Party has a goal, and that's world domination.
What is the extent of this involvement of Kais Saied with these foreign adversaries to the United States, Russia, China, and Iran? You've expressed concerns about that. What's the extent of this involvement, and what concerns did it pose for the United States? Well,
the bottom line, we want the people of Tunisia to be running their country, not interference. We're happy to give advice, but not to promote dependency or actually create dependency. And the American view of foreign policy is partnerships with our allies to see them benefit. I think of the opportunities I've had to work with in Bulgaria, of all things, a country that was so backward. Now it's one of the most positive and developed countries of Europe, and I've worked very closely with South Korea to see over and over again our relationship, and then hey, way before me, to see what America did with the Marshall Plan to bring back Germany, to bring back Italy, to the American experience of bringing Japan. Okay, you can look worldwide. We've worked to help countries that were enemies of America become partners, not subservient, not dependent. Another country, my father served in India during World War II. And so to see now India, the world's largest democracy, and Prime Minister Modi is visiting with President Trump today. And again, to show how open America is, the second lady of the United States is an Indian American. And so over and over again, you can see the relationships that we have with the people of North Africa, Middle East, South Asia, and just over and over again, I'm quite an optimist, as you can tell.